everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment lifestyle talk show series. How's everybody doing today? It's good to see all your smiley faces, as we always say at the beginning of every show. Nice to have you here. Hope you guys are having a good day. I say that because we do the show live, so we're sort of bringing that live fresh flair, vim, and vigor to this series. But if you're watching this episode later on in the archives, it's good to see you as well. Hope your day's going well, and thanks for being with us. We toast you in style. Yes, we toast you in style. There's a little bubbly in here, so we say hello to you and you and you and you. And again, whenever I do this, I always feel like I'm supposed to be in church doing this whole Sunday thing. Hope you guys are doing well. Nice and refreshing. Very busy day. It was on the air all day today, and then had a television shoot earlier. We had scripts to write. We got some snow headed our way coming on Friday, so a very busy week. How about you? How are you doing? That's what we want to know. You're the viewers. You're the lovities. You're the fans and supporters of what we do here, and we have done since April of 2020. Somewhere, I think, approaching 650 episodes of the Jim Masters Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series, which I cannot believe that we have done that much talking and that many shows. But I tell you, I wouldn't change a thing. You guys know I work in TV and radio and all professionally. And when we created this back then, some people said, gee, are you going to keep doing it? Or is this during the pandemic only? And I'm like, no, as long as you guys are there and you're loving what we're doing, we are here for you. So thanks for joining us, gang. If this is your first time, we welcome you to the Jim Masters Show live experience, where we have great entertainment, poignant conversations, lots of light, love, levity, and our famous levity. We would encourage and welcome you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's the channel you're watching right now, Jim Masters TV. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes. That's right, any of those episodes we do those episodes live 7 days a week. So that way there you get a little alert notification as to the guests and what's coming up and all that other cool stuff. So really, really fantastic if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also lets us know that you believe in what we're doing and you support what we're doing here at the Jim Masters Show live. Nice to see everybody. We see lots of our levity comments from our levity viewers already built up. We'll take a look at those throughout the broadcast. If you'd like to comment during the show as well, we'd love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel anyway. That helps us big time. And give this episode a hearty thumbs up and leave a comment on the YouTube channel as well. That helps us too. But if you'd like to also, while the show is live, participate in the live chat, you can do that right now. That is exclusive to subscribers of our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. It's a little gift to the subscribers. You have an opportunity to actually chat while the show is live. You're going to chat amongst yourselves, which a lot of the viewers like to do in our chat section live. And you could also do super chat, super emojis, super stickers. What happens? That helps support our show in chat. And we actually show the chat on camera here. And I personally thank you as well for your support of what we're doing here at the Jim Masters Show live. Boy, do we have a great guest. I see a lot of comments built up here. Thanks again. Keep them coming, gang. An amazing guest coming to us. Yes, Helene Galek. Now, when I say she's got the green on, she's got the red hair, and her name is Helene Galek. Now, you're saying she's probably in Dublin, right? Or Donegal, maybe, Belfast. No, she's here in the New York tri-state area, and we're excited to have her here. She is a renowned film, television, stage actress, producer, and also casting as well. Yes, she does casting, and we're going to talk about all that. It's really, really cool. She's excited about a lot of cool things that she's working on. She's been in so many productions. She's found her bliss in being a multi-hyphenate. Not only an actor, she's a casting director, writer, networker, hostess with the mostest, and has a background in teaching and sales. Her love of performing began very early. She tapped her way onto the stage of a big auditorium in Albany, New York at the age of 5. That year, Helene took her first trip to New York City and knew she wanted to live there. And thus, 2 big dreams were born and fulfilled almost 2 decades later. Recent projects included filming a new indie episodic, Peri-Street, some sketch comedies as well, casting 3 musical projects, writing her first play, which won honorable mention in the festival. And Helene is also writing her first book and casting an indie episodic to be filmed in the spring. And her current dream is to go to Paris, act in a horror film, and give big parties again. Now, we're going to find out if she wants to go to Paris to act in the film and give big parties in Paris, or if those are all separate things that she would like to do. I mean, I'm sure she could pull it off in Paris. But it's so exciting to have her here. We're going to chat with her. And again, feel free to comment live during the show as well. It's a blessing when you guys do that. Why don't you join me in welcoming our very special guest, live and direct from New York. She's all excited. She's been posting away and sharing on her Facebook and everything else, and all her social media links that she's coming on our show. And we are so happy that she is. And there she is. Hey.
Hi, Jim.
Feel a little like Burt Parks there. And there she is.
Yes, Miss
America. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me on your show. I've been a fan of your show. And so it's extra exciting to be a guest and to chat. I love talking. I always tell a lot of young parents who sometimes get worried when their children are not speaking at an age they think they should be. And I tell them, I was a late talker. And by kindergarten, the teachers were already telling my parents, well, she's a little too talkative. So it all catches up.
That is very funny. That's fantastic. Yeah. So did you grow up in Albany, the Albany area?
I grew up in the city of Albany. I went to college on Long Island.
Yes. Which school?
I went to Adelphi.
Okay, yeah.
And I actually,
I went to LIU.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I started going there for a master's, but I dropped out. I had a chorus line moment.
You started going there for a master's? See, if you had stayed, you would have met me.
See, look at that. Well,
you would have met the masters. The masters was there waiting.
I know. And I dropped out. I was in the middle of comedy class.
You couldn't find me.
I know. And I said I should be doing comedy, not being in class.
I went to LIU Post. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So that was good. Yeah. So I actually majored in education. As I said, Mom and Dad would not let me major in theater. So I minored in English and theater.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so what was, one of the first things when you went to Delphi, then you went back north to Albany, or just
I went right to New York. That was my plan. I picked a school near New York City. Every Saturday, I took the train in. I would take my dance lessons, my singing lessons. I would see a Broadway show. I'd walk the streets, planning and dreaming. And then right afterwards, I moved right in to the city. So,
wow. Yeah. What was that like? I mean, were you nervous? Were you scared? Were you excited? Did you not even have any idea? You just were like, hey, I'm doing it and that's it?
That was it. Well, I felt comfortable because every Saturday, as I said, I would spend time in the city walking around. And I moved into the city with my college roommate. It's so funny. She and the guy who was our buddy, who she had no idea he'd become her husband 10 years later.
Wow.
Squished us all in his little Volkswagen Bug,
the Volkswagen.
70s.
How many of there were you trying to fit in that Volkswagen?
3 of us with our suitcases, and how we didn't get stopped by a cop is amazing. And, in those days, finding an apartment was easy. In fact, it was a sublet, and I think we signed our agreement on a loose leaf piece of paper. There was none of this 40 times the rent, and we need your parent to be a guarantor.
Right, and we want to look at the credit and all this.
Yeah, you just moved in because, I know a lot of people are. New York has its problems. I still love New York, and we are going through a hard time now. But nothing compares to what it was like in the 70s. But the scariness was, to me, the badge of honor. Like, I'm living in the city.
Yeah, I'm making it.
I'm making it.
That's you right. And Bella Abzug.
There you go. Yeah, I remember her walking around with her hat.
Yes, that's it. And Ed Koch, of course. Absolutely.
All of them.
So what were the first opportunities for you? I mean, you knew what you wanted to do when you were in the city?
I did, yes.
What was that?
Well, I went to dance class. I signed up for acting class at HB. And when I started NYU, my teacher actually was directing a musical there. So I think I had enough nerve to go to it was my first audition, and I booked it.
Wow, you did, huh?
It was a musical. It was an old musical. Yes.
Wow. That's
And then
fantastic. What was it? Do you remember what it was?
Yes, it was Leave It to Jane, which
Oh,
is
wow, yeah.
Jerome Kern's, one of his first musicals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was a chorus cutie, and that began my career as
I was going to say, did that lead to other
Yes.
opportunities? Did people start
Yes, it
noticing
did.
who you were and said, hey, we like her talent. Let's bring her in for more.
Well, the funny thing is, my second job, I got cast in an Irish musical. Well, they typed me out.
Ms. Galek.
Yeah, well, I'm actually Jewish, but Fiddler on the Roof kept typing me out. So somebody in my class who was a producer and director.
You have the ish.
I have the ish. I have well, I love Irish theater and poetry, and I am psychic, and I love their mysticism and
the hair, the light
the
skin,
hair,
the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to do that DNA. There might be some in there.
You never know. That's true. It could be way, way back. Yeah.
Yes.
So
that sort of got the ball rolling then for you.
Yes. I remember being so shocked when he asked me, and I said, well, do you want me to audition? He said, no, I see your work in class. And a lot of the cast were people who had done off-Broadway, I was in the chorus. And thank God, somebody who had one of the leads, one of the guys, taught me. He said to me, you need to learn the Irish brogue.
Mm-hmm.
And he taught it to me.
And you did?
Yes. And then I got a lot of Irish parts after that.
So do you remember anything you can share with us? Anything you can say? St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
It's coming up. Well, the first Irish play I did was The Playboy of the Western World. I was 16-year-old Sarah Tansey, and she was a cheeky one.
Wow. So what we're having right now is lots of Irish crack.
Exactly.
Erin go bra.
Erin go braless. That was the 70s.
That's funny. So then tell us more about this incredible development of your career. And were you then expanding, from the dancing to the acting to tell us about that, wonderful sort of journey that you took, life's journey.
Yes. And in those days, nowadays we talk about, because I'm very big on mindset now. And those, we talk about manifestations and roadmaps and
law of attraction.
Now, in those days, you just went with what was there. I was very thrilled a couple years after I did the musical and the Irish play, and I was doing musicals. I actually got to work with Maya Angelou. I got cast in her musical, and I had read her books in high school. So it was like meeting, it's one thing when you read about this icon, and then you meet the person, and then you work with her, and she becomes this wonderful person. So I did her music.
Like a mentor. Yeah.
Yes, she was. I learned so much from her. She was amazing. I'm sad that she's not on earth anymore, but
well, look at the legacy she left, huh?
She did. Yeah. I think I still have all her books, all her poetry, all her books. So what happened was I had some snags along the way. I tell this to every actor who a lot of actors fear getting older. And I said, well, looking young isn't always so great either, because I looked like a teenager for so long, and maybe it would have been different in LA. There were sitcoms like Happy Days and things like that, but in New York it was tough. So after I stopped playing the teenager and the little kooky chorus girl, it was a little hard to get work. And luckily I got some great advice from one of my mentors, and she said, study improv and study sketch comedy. So I did that. And I started working with sketch comedy groups. And I really enjoyed that because I like to do a lot of accents. I like to do a lot of characters.
Yeah.
And sometimes what I would hear is like, oh, you're really good, but we don't know what to do with you because you're too character for the ingenue. You're too young for this. You're too old for this.
Yeah.
And when you do sketch, you do a lot of characters, and and I did a lot of interactive theater where it's half scripted, but the other half you play off the audience and what was going on there. So that was fun.
Yeah.
And
What characters did you do? And are there any that you can let loose a little bit?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, one of my favorite ones was actually a musical. I did murder mysteries. That was some of the interactive theater I did. And somebody wrote this perfect spoof of the 1930s musical. And God, I forgot the character name, but it was a takeoff of Norma Desmond. And so I got to sing, instead of singing 42nd Street, I sang 8th and 43rd. It was alluding to how I had to make my money when I'm not working on screen. And the fun part is that you play off the audience. You kept in character the whole time. So one time I remember we were playing for these lawyers and they were really drunk. It was their Christmas party. And one of them wouldn't shut up. So I had these like big platforms and I kind of quietly just stepped on his foot and looked at him. And in my best, Norma Desmond, it was like, you will be quiet now. So
and was he?
Yes, he was.
Did that do the trick?
That did the trick. So that was fun. And I was good at playing the overly sexed gold digger.
What does that sound like?
She kind of talked a little bit in my higher range, very Brooklyn, very Adelaide. So I did a lot of those characters too. But, they were fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, multi-talented in a lot of different ways with the dancing, the acting, the voice work as well. What really stands out to you? What is the thing that speaks to your heart the most in all of it?
I think it was, it's funny. Sometimes we want the thing that doesn't come so easy to us.
Yes.
I've always done comedy and I did musicals and it was easy. It was easy for me to be on, but I was very intimidated when I did go back. I studied acting, like, let's say every 5 or 6 years. And I went back to do some intense studying with Meisner technique. And I had a tough time being just simple, being serious. And my acting teacher really worked with me on that. And then I realized later it had to do with trust.
Yes. That
you don't have to be bells and whistles. So I really started working on that. It was uncomfortable in the beginning because, I said, I want to do something serious. And then I get a script and I'm like, oh my God, there's no jokes in here. What am I going to do? And over the years, I actually not only enjoy doing those roles, I started preferring them. And it's taken 5 to 6 decades later to finally got the meaty roles and I'm doing everything now. I'm playing homeless women. I'm playing, the Duchess. I'm playing this. And it's so exciting because there is something about living life.
Yes, right. Exactly. Which I think is absolutely fantastic. You like to sink your teeth into roles that do reflect life, right? That have some authenticity to them.
Yes.
What role have you played that is the closest to who Helene is? Is there one or two?
Let me think. Well,
we will let you think.
Let me think. Well, there's been combinations. I've been lucky where then I got into film and that was a whole learning thing too, but I started really enjoying it. I've been lucky that people have been writing roles for me. In fact, I have 2 projects coming up this spring that are going to be written for me.
Wow.
So the one that I can think of, actually, this wasn't written for me, it was a play. I played a fast-talking PR woman for this superhero agency. And it's a little bit like me in the way that because I worked in sales. Now in sales, you learn how to make no sound like yes.
Turn into a yes.
You
Yes.
learn how to spin things. I promoted a series of restaurants. So let's say when it was beautiful outside, I said, oh, you have to go here. They have the most gorgeous garden. But the ones who didn't have a garden, I go, oh, it's so hot out. You'll definitely want to cool off into this.
Inside.
I'm really good at spinning.
Yes.
I'd say that role was close and enthusiastic. I'm very enthusiastic, as you can see.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
You mentioned film too.
Mhm.
Tell us about the entree into the film world. That's exciting.
Yeah, so that started. People were saying, you should do student films. So you send into NYU and Columbia and SVA. Those are, I think, the 3 top film schools.
Yeah.
And you start wanting to get footage and or make connections. And I really ended up enjoying. Because sometimes, when you're on stage, film looks strange, or vice versa. Now it's just fun I haven't been on a live stage for a couple of years for obvious reasons, but it's fun going back and forth. Everything's enjoyable in its own way, even
Yes.
voiceover.
Yes.
Or improv or anything like that. So yeah, I started doing those kind of films and auditioning and that just started growing. And as I said, web series. Now you have the internet, and that's a whole other thing. So I started doing web series. And then the nicest thing was when the pandemic started and you thought, oh my God, like, am I going to work? What's going to happen? A web series I had done a few years earlier got sold to Amazon. So I said I was finally able to answer that age-old question. So have I seen you in anything? I was like, yeah, I'm on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Now. Go ahead.
That's it. You're there.
Yes,
You're there.
that
Lucy
was
and
exciting.
Desi are there. So you're in good company, right? Everybody's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So tell us about the project, what it is, in case people look for
Well,
it.
I think it's still on. We only did 1 season because the producer sort of moved on, but it was so much fun. And I actually got to act with someone that I used to watch on TV. It was called That Reminds Me.
Yeah.
And I play fun-loving Aunt Carol. You don't see her getting high, but you suspect that she partakes a little bit. 'Cause she's
dipping,
just
yeah.
she just loves everything, and she's laid back, and everything's cool. Well, Greg Malavy was in it. He was friends with one of the producers.
Sure.
And we got to be friends, and I actually studied acting with him a couple years ago. He's an amazing teacher and actor. But I remember when we all first met on set, I was like, oh my God, like I'm with, I was one of the few people in my age group knew who he was. There was a lot of the younger ones who didn't know who he was. And all I could think of was, wow, I'm acting with someone that I used to watch on TV. And so that was exciting. And then after you get to know them, then they're just like, your friend, another actor.
So it was definitely a pinch me moment or two, huh?
Yeah, it was really exciting. And watching him, I would watch him, how he approached a scene. And sometimes, he was playing and it looked like he was playing, but then when we did it, he got it. And I was like, yeah, he's had all these years doing television. This is the person to, learn from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, in these industries, we have to have a lot of headshots and photo shoots and sessions.
Yes.
And, probably I would imagine of all the different photos you've had taken and all the shoots that you have to go through, there's usually probably 1 or 2 that are your personal favorites that really, it's amazing sometimes when a photographer can really capture the essence of who we are and sort of, it's all in the eyes. They say it's all in the eyes,
windows of
the soul, right? And, sometimes they really capture the expression and the feeling of that person through that snap of that camera. And that's a cool thing, right? When that happens.
Yes, it is.
Especially when they really nail it, right?
It is. Yeah, just like that. Exactly. Oh my God. I remember sending you that one. I was excited about something and I can't remember what it was. And
Coming on the Jim
hair...
Master Show live when you heard that you were coming on.
There it was. Yes. And all of a sudden I was tanning. I could tell it was the summertime. My hair is lighter and I'm tanning. But yes, you do have that effect on me You're so funny. And it's funny, I have to have new headshots done this year too. I'll be doing them in the summer,
You'll be
spring,
doing
summer.
them in the summer. We
Yeah.
actually have some cool. Look at that one.
Yeah, that was
What is
actually
that from?
that's a still shot from a self-tape of a
Self-taping.
monologue, because a lot of theaters, you can't go there live, so they need monologues. So here I am, another fast talking agent.
Yes. That's funny. That's a good
Yeah.
shot. Do you
Thanks.
recall what you're saying in mid-sentence there?
Yes, I think that was a still. When I had that done, I go to a coach for some of these taped auditions,
Yes.
and she takes stills because she
Yes.
also uses it for her business.
For
So
her.
that was a really good one, and yeah, so I got to use that one.
Here's a cool shot.
Yeah, that was from a musical that I cast. So I was with
Yeah,
the
that's
girl.
the other thing too, is you
Yes.
are a casting director as well.
Yes.
So you're on that end of things. Tell us about
Yes.
that.
Well, I love it. I think it started like a lot of my other jobs. Sometimes things start accidentally. In the old days, when we had actual printed cast lists, sometimes somebody would leave a show and somebody say, well, Helene, do you know anybody? And I'd go through my cast list and I go, oh, she would be great, or he would be fabulous for this role. So I found myself doing it, just as it came up, just to be helpful to a production I was in or to help out a director. And then I was in a theater company for several years. I don't know if you remember this, Jim, or had heard of Manhattan Theater Source. Sadly,
Oh yeah.
the building is still there. They lost the lease about 10 years ago, but it was an amazing company where it was volunteer run, and we all put in hours in different ways. So I used to help out in the office, and I had started doing some casting, just as I said, for fun. And then I said, I really would like to pursue this. Can I be the resident casting director? And they said, yes. So I ended up bringing in, we had a lot of festivals.
Yes.
I ended up running the casting calls for different festivals. Again, no money, but just doing it, getting experience on how to run it, and wanting to make it as comfortable and as empowering as I could, because I know I'm on the other side. You want to bring out the best in an actor. You want to, make them feel proud. You want to respect them. This is their career. They're artists. And,
yes, right. Exactly. So how much of your day is filled with casting director as much as it is actress, producer, voice work, everything else that comes to play?
It really, every day is different, which is great. Because
I know how that is.
as I said, I'm a Pisces, and one of the things that
my dad's a Pisces. Yeah.
Is he? Yeah. No, the men and women are different, but I bet he has some amazing gifts.
So your birthday's coming up?
It's coming up. I'm a late Pisces. So yeah, I still have, it's March 18th. So I'm one of those people.
He's the 16th. Yeah.
Oh, see, there we are. The minute March 1st hits, I'm like, well, it's my birthday month.
That's it. Birthday month. Let's celebrate.
It's a whole month.
I'm Libra. Balance and harmony.
See, that's why we get along. That's my moon and my rising sign.
And my rising is Virgo. That's something.
We're just a match made in the zodiac land. So every day is different, which for a Pisces suits our personalities.
So how do you describe yours in tandem with being a Pisces, the female version?
The female Pisces. Well, interestingly enough, when I was younger, I wanted to do about 7 different careers and didn't think I could, because who knew what was happening in the future. Acting was always number one, but with the advent of our online world and just society sort of allowing people to have different talents. I mean, in the old days, if you were a comedian, I don't think they would necessarily give you a straight play.
You wouldn't be able to just like walk in the door and just have the platform to do these things and express yourself. Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And now it's so respected. So now I feel like, oh, I am getting to live my dream of doing a lot of things, because sometimes I used to feel I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I would start feeling bad about that. But now I'm embracing it all. I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying it. And so sometimes, like in the fall, like from September to December, I was doing some readings, but basically I was casting 4 projects in a row. Right now, I'm probably doing more acting at this, and during this month, I have some tapings coming up. I've got sketch comedy, some readings, and I think I'm going to do some more. This episodic part of it, most of it's cast, but it might be further developed, so there'll be more casting. So it's all fluid, and then I've been able to get writing. I've had time to go do
Writing too.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. That's
It's
fantastic.
very exciting.
So you love creating your own work as much as participating in creations others have dreamed up and have envisioned?
You said that perfectly. Yes.
Yeah, you do. You do,
Yes.
which is great, because then you have full control of it, but also it's sort of, it's your vision. It's your dream, and you get a chance to sort of bring it to life in the way that you hope it would come to life. Tell us about some of those projects that you've been able to do that with, that you're most proud of.
With the writing?
Just in, hey, you came up with the idea, it was yours, and just put it all together.
Well,
I'm sorry, we've run out of time. Thanks for being with us. No.
There you go. Yes, you might have to cut
Tell
me
us
off.
about your best projects. Sorry, we have to go.
I've got millions of stories. Yeah, my mother always said, you should be on The View. You're very opinionated.
And you said, thanks, Mom.
Okay. I've always written from a young child. But again, we didn't have digitalization. I'm saying that properly. And I don't remember. I think
the world wasn't digitized.
Yes, once our basement got cleaned, I think all my stories disappeared. But again, during I try to look at the good things. Like the pandemic was tough, but in a way, being here, I also said psychologically, because I was doing it in my room. There's something about the safety of being in your room. Yeah. But I'm a collaborator. I don't necessarily do well on my own, which is probably why
you like team.
I like team.
I like team as well. I'd like to have, the crew and the team and others
I do the
to bounce energy off of. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And I was with a writing group, and I would make myself do the assignment every week, even if it was just for us, because I needed to get that muscle re-exercised again.
Yes.
And so I wrote poetry, and what happened was, and this made me so grateful to be in the artistic community. When the pandemic happened, everybody came together in the artist community, even casting directors, like real big ones, said, we're not working. We want to know from actors. So they would make up these little contests. And one of them, and I got to meet her on Zoom, and I thanked her profusely. She came up with a contest. She said, write a 1-minute monologue using the phrase, "Oh, I'm sorry." And so I said, I'm going to do it. And I didn't win the contest, but it made me write a monologue that I also adapted into a short story.
That makes me think of a philosophy sort of question. Yeah.
Yeah.
To take something like that's basic and turn it into something.
And turn it into a monologue. So I got to perform it on Zoom with the story with one group, but then the other one, the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. My friends were in that writing group, and they said, we'd love to have this monologue. And, Neil LaBute was in it, Mary Hodge, all these published playwrights. And I'm a playwright in this. And then they wanted me to act it. And I said, you sure? Because I said, I don't mind if somebody else does it. And they said, no, we'd like you to do it. And I got to work with a friend who I was the first person she directed like almost 15 years ago. And she had such a great time. She got a master's in it, my friend Kathy. So we got to work together. And that was very exciting.
I love when people get a master's. I'm very partial to that.
Yeah. So you
I was
still,
given mine at birth.
yes, that's right. And it's okay that I'm a dropout. You don't think too less of me that I'm a master's dropout.
Actually, yeah. Did
Yeah.
I drop out or was I pulled out? A master's dropout. But that was good. There we go.
Fine. Wait, there you
Bang.
go. Yes.
No charge, folks, for the
I
comedy.
had to
No
learn.
charge
I had
for the
to
comedy.
learn that at the beginning of the pandemic. I'm
Drop
giving
out.
you a coffee cup. Zoom acting.
Oh,
That's
let's see that full screen here, or
yes, it's like here.
what? Let's do our cheers toast. Yeah.
Cheers.
Let's see. Does it say something on it?
Oh, you know what? This is my high school. This was the last reunion, and we're planning the next big one.
I like the way you say the next big one.
The real big one. Well, you know what? It's so funny. This essay that I just wrote that I've gotten published has to do with stopping the self-shaming about age. So I've had some people go, "Oh, you shouldn't tell people your age." And I said, people are going to guess what age I am because I'm talking about my experiences. And I said,
we just saw from your cup, you graduated high school in 2012.
There you go. Keep that quiet.
Don't lose that mug.
Woo-hoo. So that I'm an age activist. That's my new title. Like a warrior. The
warrior, absolutely. They are absolutely needed.
Yes.
You better believe it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. So so you have exciting things that are happening right now, which is a breath of fresh air. Did you find that once things started opening up, that things for you started getting busier and busier as well?
Yes. I mean, I haven't been, well, here's the thing. I mean, I've been performing, but it's still online.
Right.
So I had a brief moment in November where I was actually doing.
Still have a light bill that has to be paid and things like that.
There you go. Brief time when we thought like we were coming to the end of it before the wave.
Yes, before the Omicron came. Yes.
So I was at one of my favorite off-Broadway theaters is the Crane Theater down in the East Village, and I got asked to do as a reading, but it was great. It was great to hear real laughter, And, I got paid well. I met some great actors. And then unfortunately, things got shut down again. So, I don't believe in moaning about things. I believe in going, okay, I can't do this now. So now what can I do? And so I've been busy with YouTube comedy sketches, talking to you, preparing for later.
Talking to you.
I'll talk to you whenever. Well, I'm writing a book, but I've had to put that down for a while.
Oh, you did, huh?
Yeah, because it's just, I'm too busy and I wanted to get this essay out. So I'm very proud of this. It's called These Boots Are Still Made for Walking.
Oh, I like that. Yes. Playing on the Nancy Sinatra. The book itself. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about this.
So, see, this is going to give my age away right now.
Wow.
It's called I Ran Home from School to Watch Dark Shadows. And I was a huge Dark Shadows fan and then didn't think about it for decades. And then I rediscovered it about 5-6 years ago. I was involved.
There's a whole rebirth of it. Yeah. There's like a cult following now.
I had no idea that there were conventions and things and Facebook groups. But what happened was I was looking up something else, and I think I was looking up an actor, and then I got to this. You know how YouTube tracks you? It starts tracking you. Yeah. And at one point, I think before the people who own it noticed it was all on YouTube and pulled it off, I started watching it, and I thought in the beginning, I said, "Ooh, do I want to watch an episode? Like what if I'm gonna laugh at it or look down at it?" I was almost afraid to, but I said, well, let me watch it. And then all of a sudden it was 3 hours later.
See?
And I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And I said, I don't know if you can be embarrassed when you're by yourself, but I go, how did I get hooked in again?
Yeah. What goes around comes around. And during the pandemic, a lot of people were craving nostalgic movies, TV shows, foods, music. Yeah.
It's so true.
Childhood
Yes.
things as well.
So when I watched it, so during the pandemic, I really watched the whole series from beginning to end. And I don't think I realized it growing up because I don't think it was out there. They did the show live, like a play.
Yes.
And I mean, I memorized
Something.
fairly quickly,
Yeah.
but I'm listening to a lot of these scenes and I'm like, wow, they memorized all this dialogue. And I'm still into the story, and it's kind of it's a tribute. It's how it appeared in my life, but it's also a love story of the show that it still lasted. I mean, I'm friendly with some of the actors who are, still alive on the show. They're so grateful, but they can't believe that something they did so long ago.
Exactly. I hope they're still alive on the show.
Yes, they're alive.
Or you'd be working with a lot of corpses.
Well, Dark Shadows had a lot of corpses. They all came back to life. You were never really unemployed in that show. They could always write you in as a ghost or another character.
Have you ever been on a set, without mentioning names, where it seems like you were surrounded by a lot of corpses, but the project didn't call for corpses?
I have to say no, I have not been. But as you mentioned, or as I wrote in my bio, I am a horror fan. I was supposed to be in a couple projects, and things went in different ways and I didn't get a chance to. So I am still holding out, whether it'll be in America or in Paris.
Yes, Paris and the horror film with the big parties.
With the parties. Yeah, I think the parties are going to be.
What will you serve? What will you serve at the big parties? Do you already have the menu?
Oh, yes. Just everything.
Yeah.
I serve everything. I take care of my gluten-free friends.
Ah.
I have,
Very generous.
I am. Just I like finger food. I'm a nibbler, so good snacks. But I always put out one big chicken. I believe in feeding people. My birthday was, in March. It can be cold, so I don't want just chips. So I want
big chicken.
Yeah, I really have chicken, mac and cheese. I also serve hearty food too.
Yes.
And a lot of wine.
Comfort
and you know
food,
what I do? I'm the hostess with the mostest. I don't want people to feel like if you came in and let's say you didn't know any of my friends, I would notice, like, if you were standing there, come here, Jim, this is so-and-so. She does this. I get people talking because
that's it. We're exactly
part
right.
of my
you keep the flow
job.
going. You keep that vibe going. I love doing that too. It's funny. I love being the host more than the guest. Do you too?
It's funny that you said that. I used to do that. And then one time, I remember I couldn't get to the kitchen and my friends, it was so many people and my friends would
and then everybody hovers in the kitchen.
Yes. And in New York, your kitchen's this big. And I said, oh, I got to get the hors d'oeuvres out. And they were like, Helene, relax. We've got it. And I caught myself having a hard time. And then I had to lay back and
so you couldn't really enjoy it because you were hosting.
Yeah. They go, no. You be in your party. We will take care. Like somebody said, I will take the garbage out. And I did. I had to learn to give up control a little bit. And then when I did, I was like, yeah, of course they can. I trust them. They can put something in and out of the oven and take out garbage like I can. So.
Do they take it out exactly like you?
They were even better. So there you go.
They use the twist tie?
The twist tie.
Or they tie the plastic handles. You're fancy if you use the twist ties.
I know. I like twist ties. Those are good. So I love getting people together, which you kind of do.
Yeah. Speaking of getting people together.
That reminds me. Yeah.
That is, huh?
We shot that was Central Park.
Wow. When was this?
This was, I believe, was it 2015 or 2016, something around there. I actually won an award in Rome.
Did you?
They best supporting actress in their Rome Web Festival. So they found me funny in Rome.
Rome Web Festival is not easy to say 5 times fast, is it?
I try not
Even
to.
Rome Web.
Rome Web. Yes.
It's like The Shining. Red Room.
Oh, The Shining, yes.
Oh
my God. You know what's funny? Why I sent that picture in? I posted on Facebook.
Because you love your Aunt Mabel.
I was playing a character that I actually played in my 20s, but now I'm the right age for it. That's why. That was amusing about that was oh my god, I know the man who came to dinner. I was the neighbor that came in with the Cobb's foot jelly.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is
Yes.
a great. Now, did you have to put a wig on or something? Or were they
No,
styling your
that's
hair
my
that way?
hair. I have a lot
Wow.
of hair. It does,
You're able to do a lot of things with
I
it.
can do things. I was a hair model in my 20s. Yeah, that's from that reminds me too. That's my kitchen. Because with low budget,
You do your
do
own,
it.
you use whatever is
You use
available.
whatever you can. Yeah,
You use absolutely everything.
that's right. Oh, this one is a very interesting project that actually became more relevant when it was released at the start of the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
This was from a web series called Working Out the Kinks.
Yeah.
And it's funny. The woman who created and starred in it, she and I and some other people are actually in the midst of creating a summit for actors.
Wow.
And it's about she's an African-American actress, and working out the kinks is sort of a double entendre, not only with her life, but with her hair. And I was a casting director that had asked her, and she wasn't being belligerent, but this is the way that's the way this white casting director was talking. She asked her if she could act more Black. And then she had a whole thing going on that you find out later is in her head about that. So when it was released on this platform called Black Oak TV, which does African-American stories.
Yeah.
She interviewed me. She goes, well, to tell me about this. And I said, well, I don't think this casting director was racist, but a lot of casting people, they get late. Some of them have gotten lazy over the years. I think everybody's a little bit more aware now. But, people would always be asked, act more Jewish, act older, act more Black, when basically they wanted a certain emotion and character trait that they should have spent more time explaining without using a stereotype.
Right, exactly. Right.
So, yeah.
Cool stuff, huh? When you think about it. Yeah. Still living and learning, and a lot of teachable moments in life, right?
Yes. In fact,
all the time.
I was going to say, when I do put out casting notices, I will sometimes even ask the person who belongs to this particular group, whether it's trans, whether it's non-binary, even learning terms like, it's not just Asian. Is it South Asian? Is it Central Asian? And I ask the people, I want to be, it's not about being correct. It's about being respectful.
Mm-hmm. Merlin cuts to the chase in Canada and she says, so are you a good cook?
I am, but living in New York, I just don't do it a lot because it's just so easy to get
you have everything,
go out to
possibly
eat.
Every culture, every cuisine. Yeah.
But I did when I was younger, and I was a really good baker. I was such a good girlfriend. When I was in high school, my boyfriend was in college, and I used to bake him stuff and put it in wrap it up, put it in a shoebox, wrap it with brown paper, mail it to him.
Wow. And that was the ice cream.
Oh, Jim.
And with the line, you melt my heart.
You melt my, oh my God. Wait, he used to write me love letters. Those were the days.
Oh, sure.
Texting is one thing, but writing love
there's
letters?
people who don't.
Yeah, I know. I mean, there's a balance between digital
I did
and
that.
hard
I did that on a school trip when we went on a trip to Boston. I wrote a little note and it was passed on the bus to Catherine.
And what did Catherine respond?
She said, I would like to see if you have credit card debt. I would like to see your credit score. No, wait, no, that's the world today.
Yeah. Not in high school.
No, we ended up going to one of the school dances, which was kind of nice.
God, yes. I love school dances. And, from what I hear from kids, because I also take care of kids, I don't think they have school dances anymore.
Yeah. No, a lot of stuff is, you can't do the birthday or holidays. There's no more Christmas, Hanukkah, or anything. We had the Christmas tree in our classroom and the menorah. I mean, everything was there. It was great.
Yeah.
We made a lot of the things that were on the tree. Remember, you would have the colored construction paper and you'd cut
The paper
and you'd make
chains.
the rings. Yes, we
Yes.
did all that
Yeah.
stuff. We did all
It's so
that stuff.
sad, but God, school dances prepared you for dating and
Sure.
party manners and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I had some great memories of this.
Somebody, let's see, somebody had asked a question here.
For-
Oh, Toby, who's in Encino, California, says, explain a casting notice, please.
Oh,
Thanks.
thank you for asking. So, well, let me just backtrack a little bit. The way casting works is a director has either a play or a film script or a TV script, has a script, and there's characters in it, and it's their job to write a description of the character. Like, I'm looking for a gentleman, ages 20 to 30, any ethnicity, he's sly, he's manipulative, but with a certain charm. You write a description so that the actor who's submitting to it can see if it fits who they are. So the casting notice has to tell all the information. So I always have to tell the directors, all right, give me the when, why, where, how, and who. What is the production? Where is it going to be? Is it a film or a play? When are the auditions? What do you want to see at the audition? Right now, we're all still doing self-tape. So do you want a monologue? Do you want to send some sides over, which are part of the script? Is it union? Is there any pay involved? When is the deadline for submissions? When is the actual shoot dates or the play dates? And that makes up the casting notice. And then I have the actors mail the materials to me. And depending on the director, some directors leave it up to me. Some want to be a little bit more involved. So I would maybe forward them the actors' materials, and then they would choose, or we'd work together. We would watch them together. And then some of them leave it up to me. So thanks for asking. That's what a casting notice is. That's how actors, when they're submitting on their own.
Right, exactly.
That's what they have to look at. So
do you like the self-casting, the self-tapes, or do you?
You know, it's one of those things you have to learn to love it. In fact, after I get off with you, I just got a last-minute audition. Luckily, it's only 2 pages. Yes, I love playing homeless women. I have no idea, but that's one of my types. And so I can really mess my hair up for that. And because it's a little later in the evening, thank God one of my LA friends is going to be one of my readers. So long story short, yes, it was very scary in the beginning because all of a sudden we have to become lighting, we have to become sets, framing. I taught, I had a temporary roommate. She wasn't even an actor. I taught her how to do self-tapes, just in the beginning. And so now I've learned how to do them myself. I've actually taken a class or so just to make them better, because now that everybody's doing them,
now they're all doing them.
The bar is higher.
Has been lifted. Yeah. Exactly.
But, yeah. So, there's again, half of one, half a dozen of another. It's nice to know that I had the day and a half and I had work all day, that I didn't have to run downtown, that I could do it here.
Right.
The upside is that sometimes you don't get the redirect, which is the director going, okay, that was good. Can I see it?
Try delivery. Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And you have more competition now because you can watch more self-tapes.
Yes. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I've done a couple of self-tapes during the pandemic as well, for hosting roles and some acting roles, and also voiceover too.
Yes.
A lot of voiceover work. When you cast, what types of material are you casting for?
Well, I'm in the indie market. I call it the low budget indie market. So I really cast everything from live industrials to straight plays, to musicals, to readings, to web series, to short films, full-length films, lip syncing drag shows. Yeah, so I do it all because I work with a certain budget.
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
That's great.
it
So
was.
yeah, a little bit of everything
uh,
for everybody, which
yes.
opens it up for everybody. Here's
Mhm.
another cool shot.
Oh, she wasn't really homeless, but it was described, she was one of those women that you see sometimes in New York
Yeah.
who they don't want to dress like an old lady, but they're wearing way too many accessories. And the fun part of that role was no dialogue, everything was acting. It was this funny, it was actually a comic horror film. And we filmed it on the 86th Street crosstown bus on a warm summer day. And
Ooh.
I don't even know, either the people who were sitting there was a few people, we were in the back of the bus, either they weren't aware that we were filming a movie, or they were like, oh yeah, I'm too cool to like look.
Right.
Yeah.
That is funny. That's cool. Cool shot there.
Yeah. I've also done a lot of sketch comedy,
Hmm.
and we called it guerrilla sketch comedy, but it would also be put on Amazon Prime Video. We would shoot this in the park. We didn't get permits. If people were walking, but behind, they were the unpaid extras.
Yeah.
So I was very proud. I was the only baby boomer in this crowd of I guess they're Gen Zs into millennials, but I'm comfortable. They're comfortable with me. I love being with all ages. I mean, when I was in my 20s, I was hanging out with older people, and and I learned from them. And then I believe you learn from everybody. I always say, like, you're never too
Hmm.
old to learn, but you're never too young to teach.
Well, that's perfect. Merlin in Canada says, do you like working with children?
Yes, I do. I love children. I taught. As I said, I still babysit, which is great, especially now being in front of the computer a lot. Because
Yes.
even casting, even when we had live casting, which I'm sure we'll get back to at some point, I'm still doing most of my work on the computer until the day of the audition.
The day
So
of
when
the
I get to be
audition.
with
Yeah.
kids, I get to be silly and I'm singing with them. And I'm only 5'4", and I said that's so good because I can still climb, the jungle gym with them. I can still fit on the
Get into the
slide.
tunnels and
I can still go into the tunnels and chase them. So yeah, I love working with kids, and I've cast some child actors, and some of them I'm like, God, can I be like you when I grow up? Especially like like the 8 and the 9-year-olds. You're like, oh my God. Yeah, some of
they're
them
like
are
mini
just.
adults, right?
Yeah, but what I like is that the ones that I've met might have the talent as an adult, but they still have the beauty of the
They have the
child. And
innocent,
I credit
childlike
that to the
qualities.
yes, I credit that to the parents. I think
Yeah.
that's where that comes
That to maintain that
from.
balance.
Yes.
Look at this shot.
My friend Bonnie. So I cast her trailer of this film, and we were having a screening all the way out in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, where I went, oh, that's where the East Village went, because the East Village has gotten very mainstream over the years. And a lot of the stores and the secondhand place and the goth and all the ones moved to Greenpoint.
That's where they are.
Yeah.
That's cool. Look at this one.
Oh, this was me just being cool in the lobby of my building. I had one with the doorman take it. I don't know. I think it was just for fun. And that was the sketch comedy group that I was talking about. We were doing a takeoff of Mean Girls, and I was doing my Amy Poehler
Oh yeah.
station. When she says, not like a regular mom, I'm the cool mom. Oh, no rules here.
No rules.
No rules. Oh my God. Well,
Uh,
can you pick me out, Jim? You've picked me out, right? Which one
let's see.
because I didn't have long hair then. I had gotten it cut at that point.
You'd had it cut.
Yes. I don't know how.
Are you in the front row?
I'm in the front row.
On the right?
You got it.
Yes. You look the same. I'm looking at that and you now. The only difference is you're not squatting right now, or are you?
No,
We can't tell.
I'm leaning a little. I'm sitting on my desk chair. Yep, that was dance class. We were doing, I think it was, I think
How
it was
old
the
were you
4th of
there?
July. About 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So that was 1990?
something like that. It's okay. As I said, I'm writing a book on dark shadows. If I ran home to watch it, you can do the math.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's my friend Robin, who's a fabulous writer. We're just excited.
Did
to
Robin
be
have a Mets hat on?
She's a Mets fan.
Fabulous.
I'm more Yankees.
You're Yankee?
But,
yeah,
we enjoy it. Yeah, I like both. And we enjoy having a margarita.
That's nice.
Why not? I can't wait for summer. Okay, this actually had a sad story attached to this. So when I first posted it, because people sometimes don't read your captions.
No, they just see the photo. Yeah.
Somebody thought like I was ill. And I said, no, I was doing a monologue.
Right.
I was doing an amazing monologue that actually had a lot of funny moments in it, written by this playwright that I met in one of my writing groups. And I've worked with her 3 times. Sadly, she passed this fall. And I worked with her the day before the shutdown. And then we were on Zoom and we kept trying to make lunch dates, but it was hard with chemo. And so I played her that she got diagnosed with brain cancer, but was making jokes because, that's what you do sometimes when you're
try to get through it. Mm-hmm.
And she had all the support in the world and all that. And so, I was grateful to have known her.
Absolutely.
So my friend Cynthia on the left, that's her husband, David. Cynthia's amazing. We are really good friends, but we play nemesis. We're great at enemies. And we were actually self-taping each other that day. And she wrote this series about...
Just for anybody that's tuning in right now, yes. We are not talking about duct tape.
Yeah, not that kind of
We're self-taping one another.
Well, you know what? I can see them misconstruing that.
Because if they just tuned in now. Yeah.
Yes. And I got to
joining us.
I did a funny character. She wrote a whole series about this German piano teacher because she's also a singer and a pianist and an artist, and she's amazing. And I was her nemesis coming on, and I was doing my German accent, except I think I was listening a lot to the ex-California governors. I think I came off more
Schwarzenegger?
Awesome. Yeah, Schwarzenegger,
How were you doing it? What did it
sound
like?
Well, she was, pardon? What was the question?
No, the pardon sounds more British.
Oh, that one, yes.
Do you have a little of that German to share?
She was accusing me of stealing her boyfriend, and I was like, no, Eveline, there was no stealing. Something like stealing, I was doing a lot of like the steal. So I was listening a lot of that. I mean, it was a really just funny thing, but she's been entering it in film festivals around the world, and It's been accepted. And I went, okay, we were just doing it for fun. That's who she was. We dressed the same,
So now say that again with the photo.
That was I forgot I had such a long German last name, a Geverschamin or something like that.
Yeah.
The joke is that we dressed exactly the same, and she filmed me, and then she filmed herself and then put it together.
Wow.
So her name was Dr. Ivory Von Tickle. I think I'm in episode
Von Tickle, yeah.
Yes. The piano.
That is perfect.
Yeah, fraud. We all know that.
Yeah, say that again with her picture up.
Yeah, fraud. We all know that. There's no feeling there. So this is something I filmed this summer. It's called Peri-Street. And this role was written for me. It's about a group of women who are meeting to discuss the changes in life that women do in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a little bit older, so I'm sitting there with my martini.
Yes.
In the beginning, just listening to them and kind of telling a few of them to chill out.
Right.
And so this was more, and then I think 2 of them got into a fight.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, oh my God, this is a shit show. And then I decided it was much more fun to stuff myself with cake.
Yeah. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to do.
Yeah.
And so I know that they filmed a couple episodes, and that's also was making the circuit of the film festival. And there we were talking about it.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. That's cool.
Yeah.
Really fun.
It's fun. Oh, this was a writing group I was in. And we used to do a lot of the staged readings. The 29th Street Playwrights Workshop right now. And it was so great. I was actually cast in a lot of dramatic roles that somebody actually came to me and said, well, I'd love you to be in my reading, but do you ever do comedy? It's like,
by the way,
my God, that's like the biggest compliment. I go,
sit down, I'll give you 10 minutes right now.
Right, there you go. But that is in my roots. So it's been great. As I said, I've gotten to play everything, but I had to wait a while for it. That's how it started in my room.
That was the beginning right there.
That was the beginning.
In Albany, New York.
In my little bedroom, right, practicing my ballet, and had a good releve. Pretty.
Your family, involved in the arts too, entertaining.
Well, interesting. No, not really. My mother, it's so funny. My mother growing up was given dance and singing lessons, and I was a mixture of both my parents. I think I have my father's insides, but my mother also is the chatty, the host, but they didn't realize it created a monster. She gave me ballet lessons like sports, be well-rounded. And the minute I stepped on stepped on a big stage and people are clapping, and I went, this feels good. Other kids were crying and trying to run off. And I'm like, oh, I like this. That's how it started.
So the bug bit you then.
It bit hard.
It bit hard and never let go.
It didn't. Oh, well.
Good morning, New York.
Good morning, New York. Good morning, Baltimore. I love summer. that was, and I live right by the river. So it's cold now, but in the summertime,
down by the river.
Yeah. So that's me going, yes,
I am here.
It's like Mary Tyler Moore. I didn't have a hat to throw.
You didn't have the hat to throw in the air.
It's like,
you could have thrown that one.
I could have thrown that one. Yes. What kind of character? I was playing, I think, a southern character in one of my readings. Again, the last 2 years, everything's been on Zoom.
It really has been. Yeah.
Oh, you know what that was from? Did I give you this, or did you take that from Facebook?
Yeah, I came into the house through that unlocked window last night, and you had that drawer that was unlocked, but you left the milk and cookies for me.
Of course, that's part of my heritage. We always feed people.
You said, take this, but when you show it, I'm going to pretend that I didn't give it to you. And we're going to do the milk and cookie thing. Did I pass the test, casting director?
You are so good. You're a great improver. I got that at the New Jersey Horror Convention, and I just liked it. So I made a joke on my social media. I said, this is that's who I am inside. That's my inner warrior side.
That's it.
I may be smiling, but when push comes to shove, I can.
Right. Now, if somebody comes through the window tonight, that's not me. You might want to lock it.
Well, unless you're Spider-Man and you can scale up to 6 floors.
Tom Holland. Yeah.
There you go. Oh my God. This was my first I call it semi-professional. It was in Albany. It was community theater, but a lot of the actors were New York actors who had moved to New York. He was one of them. He had done off Broadway, and it was a murder mystery. It was really good. And he gets it in the end, but I knew his wife was, a bitch, and I didn't like his lover. This was based on a French play because, they're very casual about mistresses.
Oh, it's just all exactly.
I was the 16-year-old girl who lived next door, and I was in love with him, and I wanted him to come with me because I really loved him.
You were the one who really loved him. Yes.
Yes.
Come with me. Come with me.
Yeah. That one. one of my musical shots. I just posted. Yes.
The way you said, that one.
That one, yeah. I know. It's funny because I was looking at my pictures, and one of the things I do wish that, in a lot of ways, I do wish that we had the iPhone back then, because there were so many parts of my life that was never captured, on pictures. And so, yeah, so can you find me there? It's funny, my hair photographed very dark in that picture.
I think everybody's did except the girls on the end.
Yeah, I think she
Which one is you?
I'm
On
second from the right.
Second from the right, leaning forward.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Like a rocket, huh?
It's Anything Goes. I've done that twice. I love that show. That was the Take Me Back to Manhattan number.
It was, huh?
See, getting a theme?
Yeah.
Sensing a theme there.
Have you been back to Albany?
I have. Just to make a long story short, before the shutdown, for several years, I was caregiving my parents. They were, luckily they lived a long time, but I had to start all of a sudden taking care of them. And then I found this amazing family, this extended family of caregivers who started taking care of them, and they kind of adopted me. I sold them our home. So last summer, because I hadn't traveled because of the COVID, I actually went back quite a few times. So I now have my old bedroom as the guest room. I become what I like to think is the honorary aunt. I'm the fun aunt, which is a role I play too. And it's such a big family. I always tease them. It's like, what's one more? So they're my family now, and they took care of my parents.
Isn't that a beautiful story?
I've been so blessed with that, because that's something that people in my age group are now dealing with. In fact, my next essay I want to write about is caregiving, the things that you're going to have to know and do.
Yeah. And often the caregiver is neglected, or they neglect themselves. They fall ill. I mean, there's so many things. I've interviewed a lot of people professionally who do that work. And it's amazing, really amazing how the caregiver, sometimes they even go before the person they're caring for. That's happened as well, especially if it's Alzheimer's.
It's hard. And this family, because it was the mom is a little younger than me, and she had the 3 daughters, so they could, switch and help each other. But also too, I always tell people it takes a village. Nobody does it by themselves.
No.
Because even when I went back there and I had to do all the paper, so much, nobody tells you about the paperwork.
A lot of it. Yeah. Right.
But my friends there,
one of my friends had to do that with her husband. Yeah.
Oh, it's so much. And if you can get someone, whether it's a social worker, even I remember I never had to deal with, I'm a renter. I didn't know what property and school taxes were. So I remember calling like the board of Albany, and I got a guy go, look, I'm taking over. I'm a New Yorker. Could you explain? I always borrow that line that Denzel Washington's character used in Philadelphia. Could you talk to me like I'm 2 years old? What am I supposed to do? And thank God this guy was wonderful. He's like, the head of the finance department. But I reunited with high school friends and childhood friends, and I credit them for taking me to go
that's
to
fantastic,
do shopping,
huh?
taking me out to lunch, picking me up from the bus station. Yeah, you do it alone. And so, yeah, we're all in it together. That's kind of my motto in life.
What are some of the things that you love about this work that you do? And again, you're so multi-talented. You've covered so many different areas and continued to in your varied career in the arts and entertainment. What are some of the things that, bring you great blessing and joy?
I would have to say my friends and colleagues, even people, I might not see them a lot, but they're my colleagues out there. So when I post something, they're like, yes, yes. But I'm a cheerleader too. I believe in that. In fact, I know this is going to sound, I hope it doesn't sound Pollyannish, but I think it's true.
Pollyanna is good. We love Pollyanna.
We love it. Okay.
We need more of it, actually.
Because sometimes when I'm not feeling great or something, or I feel, oh my God, I try not to get into, and it's hard with social media and with this business. Everybody's booking except me. I try to just recognize, okay, it's there. But then when I go on and I see a friend of mine book something and a friend of mine wrote a book, I'm like, congratulations. And I really mean it. And sometimes by doing that and making them happy and getting excited for them, that kind of brings it back to me. It's,
right.
It's, and it's being
beautiful
grateful.
Thing.
Yeah. There's
Grateful.
a really big casting director who started a group called, I think it's Grateful, Willing, and Able. And there's another word, but it's, again, started at the pandemic. Like, this is a place, whether it's a prayer circle, to be grateful. As I said, nobody does it by themselves. I am the first one to go, I need assistance, or could you help me, or can you listen to me? Or, even with my writing, the essay, I was in a writer's group and they gave me notes 6 months ago, which I'm like, okay. Because sometimes that's hard to hear. And I'm like, okay. And, I redid it, and then I brought it back, and they were like, yes, it's ready to go now. We all need a coach.
Mm-hmm.
We need, spiritual support. Yeah. And
positive energy around us. Positive energy.
And friends who were there, and sometimes friends will tell you the truth.
Right. That's right. They cut right to that chase, right?
That's so pretty. But yeah, it's great. And it's, you can tell I like getting people together. I love when my friends become friends with my other friends.
Well, hopefully we will be in this city and we will break bread, and maybe
I'd love to.
Our friend June and others get together.
Can I just acknowledge June?
Yes.
June. No, this is another thing. I'm a big acknowledger, because nobody gets to anywhere by themselves.
No, they don't.
I met June at an event where, being a casting person or producer, writer, for the people not in the business, we're called industry. And we came to watch actors audition. And I gave her my card, and she referred me to a good friend of hers. I mean, he's responsible for half of my casting jobs. And then she and I are doing this sketch comedy together. And then I was in her play that she wrote. Mm-hmm. And the ball, it's like big wheels keep on turning.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
Maybe, but rolling.
Yeah. And I just, as I said, nobody does it alone. My acting teacher got me my first couple casting jobs. And then it was word of mouth.
Veronica Lee watching from Australia. Good day.
Yeah, good day. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Australia.
Can you do the Australian accent?
No, I'd have to I can do some words like, I'll meet you there, something like that. But I'd have to work with a coach. Yes, I'm not going to.
All the Americans always say shrimp on the bar.
Shrimp on the bar. Well, that's to warm up, I mate him. Yeah, but I'd have to really. I could work with a coach and get it, because I learned the Southie accent from a coach, and now
did you?
Yeah.
It's good to see you, Veronica Lee, there in Australia once again. One of our lovely viewers, Kathleen Walker, says thank you for being here with us. Helene,
so nice, Kathleen.
And June says love you.
I love June.
All these great comments coming in here. This really was fantastic. There was somebody here that wanted to say hello, Mr. George Burns.
Oh God, George Burns. Yes, the 100.
Yeah, exactly. That was perfect. You said, "Oh God," because he played God.
Oh, right. Remember that? Yes. Oh God. Yeah.
He's there with his cigar and his hanky, and he said that you were absolutely amazing.
Did he say that? He goes, Helene, you were.
You were something else.
Where's Gracie? Say goodnight, Gracie.
I'll be waiting at the bar for you with my drink.
Sounds good to me.
On the corner of Corner and Corner. Maple and Elm. That's it. Years ago, the TV shows were on the corner of Maple and Elm.
Yeah, they're very popular names. Oh, thank you.
Jane is watching in Sweden, one of our lovelies.
Ooh.
Interesting show tonight. Thanks, Helene, for
being
here.
So
and
cool.
Thanks, Jim and Sherry Larson is here from Kansas, USA. Thank you for being here, sharing your career and laughter.
Oh my God, I love these people.
Yes, our lovelies tuning in.
I love Lovity.
It's Lovity. Yeah, it's all about.
I make up words all the time.
Yeah, it just slipped out of my mouth, and now it's part of the feeling and vibe and branding of our Jim Master Show live entertainment lifestyle talk show series, which has been terrific. Anything coming up that you're excited about other than some of the things you already mentioned?
Let me see well, I'm doing a new reading. I don't know anything about it. It's from a group I'm in. Somebody requested me.
I like that. I love that. I don't know anything about it, but I'm doing it. I'm excited.
I'm doing it. I was requested. I'm getting paid. I'm like, I'm there.
Those two things are hard to always have happen at the same time. Requested and paid.
And both together. And I'm taping some comedy tapings. I had to work on a main accent. I'm doing a taping. My birthday's coming up. And
That's right.
It's been compromised because of the shutdown. So I'm hoping to plan a couple smaller get-togethers, like a happy hour here, a brunch here, just small ones.
That's fantastic. Well, happy birthday to you. And one of our lovely viewers, Jen Barry, it's her birthday today. And she says, Helene, you are now a lovely. So your birthday's coming up in March. And this is Jen Barry's birthday in Pennsylvania.
Happy
birthday to Jen Barry.
Yay. Have a wonderful day, Jen. That's right. And what else? I'm looking forward to seeing some friends' shows. One of my friends is doing a nightclub act that she hasn't done in years. I'm very excited to see her, especially because she's been so supportive of my career. Now I get to return.
That's nice. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's all
we do.
The village. Yeah.
It's my village.
That's the village.
That's the village. Yeah. So thank you so much, Jim.
We said we'd do an hour. We did like an hour 20.
Yeah, I know. I
didn't feel like it.
Do you know what just came to my mind? The two of us could enter a contest, a marathon talk show. See how long you can go, and like the dance marathon, and you'd get a prize.
You know what? On this particular show, because I've done a lot of telethons, TV telethons for charities that have gone hours and hours. But on this series, you know what the longest one was?
No.
The longest one. It's still the longest. It still holds that record of being the very longest. You know the actor Scott Schwartz? Scott was the kid in The Toy with Richard Pryor and Jackie Gleason, and he was also in A Christmas Story, the kid that got his tongue stuck on the pole.
Who can forget that?
He was a guest.
Yeah.
6 hours.
Wow.
I was sitting in the chair 6 hours. He was there in his backyard, and 6 hours. Yeah, he had a lot to share, and it was like sort of the early part of the pandemic, so a lot going on. He was very open about his life. He felt very comfortable. He's in LA, but talked about growing up in New Jersey and White Castle hamburgers and all this fun stuff, and what it was like working with Jackie Gleason and Richard Pryor.
Oh,
he idolized Richard Pryor. Yes, a lot of stories, but really, really cool. So that is that's
exciting. Well, I could go on, but I know that I need to be mindful because I am a chatterer. In fact, that was one of the main advice my mother used to give me when I go out on a date. You are letting the guy talk, aren't you? So I could go on for a couple more hours, but
now you noticed how it was worded. It wasn't
yes.
Will you be letting the guy? It's you. Did you ever do a character based on her?
On my mother?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
Will you?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, what my mother and I share is the gift of gab.
Yeah.
She hated the fact that I chose show business as a career until when she got older, she actually got more accepting and lenient and open.
Yeah.
And then when I started getting paid, now I just legitimized it.
That changed.
Because I mean, helps. Right before my parents both went, they were the ones, it's the baby boomers' parents, like, what's that noise you're listening to on the radio? And then we started watching shows like The Voice and AGT. And my mother fell in love at 90 with Mary J. Blige.
Wow.
And if I played that music growing up, she would have just said, shut it off. Yeah, it's interesting. They got older, they got more accepting of things. And then I got to be with my father. My father almost made it to 100. And one of the lovely things is he went fairly quickly. It was pneumonia. But I was with him. I remember giving the caregivers the day, it was Christmas, giving them some days off. And I wrote my first essay. It's a few years ago. I wrote a 50th anniversary of Dark Shadows. And I was showing him all my movies, all my web series. And he was just so astounded. He was just like, wow, wow. He just like couldn't believe it. So that was nice that he got to see that. We had that time before he left.
Yeah.
So in some
that's a
ways,
beautiful time that you could never script.
Yeah. And I was lucky that I got to see my parents. I was with them, even when I was taking care of them, that not that we needed closure, but they got to say they were grateful for me taking care of everything.
Which is beautiful.
Which is great. And oh, it's funny. I was thinking about it today because, oh God, his name is escaping me, but one of the singers from Procol Harum died today. I
had heard that. Yes.
So I just have to share this one story. So my
an interesting year of celebrity passings.
Of that.
One of my dear friends passed too. That was Ronnie Spector.
I'm so sorry.
Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes.
Ronnie, oh my God, I loved her.
Dear friend, yeah.
Oh yeah, they were
fabulous person.
Way too young.
Too young, yes.
My mother and I are watching one of the shows, and in the den, and my father sometimes wanted some private time, and he's watching PBS specials. So he comes and he goes, you have to come in and see this singer. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, we love him.
Yes, who is this? And I didn't know. And he's like, look at this guy, is brilliant. It's Procol Harum. And I was like, yeah, that I've been listening to them since I was a teenager. The music you didn't want to hear. And this was like a couple years. He was like 98. He goes, well, people can change. So that's going to be that. We can end on that. People can change. Yeah.
I think your parents could have been on an episode or two of Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, probably.
Which is really, really.
But the funny thing is, like when I was growing up in Albany, especially, there weren't really many immigrants until I got to high school. That I didn't really, there weren't too many Jews. And I always and I grew up, you looking at Leave It to Beaver, and it seemed like everybody else had the more Leave It to Beaver life. And then I got older and I started finding out little secrets behind the white picket fences. And I realized I was the one with the Leave It to Beaver life.
Right. The rest of the Desperate Housewives and Stepford
Wives. Oh my God. Yes. And
Lifetime movies.
I had the normal life,
Exactly.
Yeah. So, that is funny.
This was really amazing. I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have.
A blast. Thank you so much. And to give homage to my mother, I hope I did let you talk.
Did she? She said you did.
Oh, see, there you
go. She's up with George. They're hanging out right now, having a martini.
They were huge. They were huge fans of George and Gracie. It's early TV. Yeah.
That was the early stuff. Absolutely.
Right. Yes.
It's cool stuff. And Jen, who we wished happy birthday to,
happy
says,
birthday,
Jen, Jim and Helene, thank you both so much.
Thank
Helene,
you.
happy birthday to you coming up too. And can we have Helene back? Absolutely.
Oh my God. Jen is my new best friend.
Sending hugs and kisses from June, our mutual fabulous friend there now in Baltimore, greater Baltimore as well. And let's see. Veronica Lee in Australia says, awesome show. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Veronica Lee, for being here in Australia as well. Trap Concerts says, great show, great energy. Thanks, Helene. And Jim, thank you.
Trap Concerts.
Love that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Cool stuff. All right, my friend, you were absolutely A++.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this. And you know what I keep saying it's going to be the last thing, but sometimes
I do that too. Our goodbyes are like 20 minutes on the show.
P.S. It's funny because a lot of people think, like when they're in a show, they go, oh, it's a shameless plug. And I say, get the word shame out of it. You're sharing. And I think sometimes we take for granted the things we do. So we don't feel like, gee, what did I do this month? What am I doing? And then by you even asking me about things, I always feel like, George Bailey, like, yes, I have had and am having a wonderful life, because we sometimes get too focused on what we don't have yet.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
right.
by
Count those
having me look
blessings.
back at this, by the pictures, it's just a really nice reminder of that.
Mm.
And
Well, I
thank
hope
you.
the show met whatever expectations you had, and
Exceeded.
I appreciate
Exceeded.
that. As my father always says, put that in writing and address it management.
I will do that. I will, give me your address. I will write to you. Listen, I dressed up for you. I got out of my workout clothes.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
We will definitely keep the porcelain and spread the word about our show to everybody you know. We love that.
I do.
Jerry
I
says
know so many people are going to be catching it on the.
They can see the replay on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV,
Yes.
and subscribe to it, of course. And if you know folks you think would like to pop on, spread the word.
Absolutely.
Sherry says you definitely fit in with us lovedies.
My God.
You're a lovedy.
Sherry and Jen and Veronica, all
Lovedy.
these people are so fabulous.
It's our lovedy squad. Yeah,
I
that's what we
love
do. And
them.
more people viewing and watching every day. We've done about 650 episodes so far since
I
April
know that
2020.
is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
It's wow. You're amazing too. You've done so much, and you're a multi-hyphenated to the 10th power.
Oh, I like that. I want a t-shirt that says that. And next time I'm at a very swanky party, they're going to say, so what do you do? I am multi-hyphenated to the 10th power.
See, I wanted to go, if I didn't go into performing, I really would have wanted to go into advertising, which is why I like promoting things.
Yes, I love advertising and promotion too. Yes,
I like getting those little taglines.
See, I get it. I understand what it all is. And that's a blessing. It's because a lot of people do things and they don't get that part of it. Well, it was a blessing having you here.
Thank you
as
so
well.
much. And blessings to you, sir.
Keep doing what you're doing, and keep smiling, keep the faith, and we will see you again soon. We'll keep that light on for you, my friend. Okay.
All right. I'll be looking out for it. Thanks, Jim. Have a good night.
You too. You take care now.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Now go stretch those legs like we say to all the guests.
That's right.
All right. You're terrific. You take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now. Helene Galek, yes, joining us live from New York City. Wasn't she awesome? Really fantastic stories. Even learned a little bit about the business and about the casting side of things as well. You know, she's a fantastic dancer and actress and voice artist and so much more. She's been in a lot of different productions, even like The Egos, That Reminds Me, and lots more. Film, television, stage, actress, producer, and casting director, and lots more. Great person. We seem to have a lot of mutual friends, know many of the same people in the industry, which is always fantastic. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And of course, we love and invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Click that red button, and then look what happens. You're subscribed. There's no cost for that. And be sure and click that notification bell as well. The notification bell, well, that tells us that you are desirous of getting the updates, because when you click the notification bell, you get updates from us about all the episodes coming up, so you never miss a single episode. Because I know you guys like to be here, whether you're watching live or you watch these episodes in the archives. We thank you so much. Don't forget to give this episode and all the episodes you enjoy a hearty like, and do leave a comment on the YouTube channel. I know you guys like to comment and chat, and we love that. But definitely leave a comment on the YouTube channel. Many of you have been doing that, and we say thank you. That helps our series. It also helps our YouTube channel gain even more exposure around the world. When you actually give it a thumbs up and you leave a comment, it actually does that, which is a beautiful thing, right? As Helene said, it takes a village. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim. Another fantastic show. Appreciate all you do. Absolutely. Right back at you. That's Sherry, and Gary's here. Great show tonight. Thank you, Gary. Lots of hearts coming in from Australia, from Veronica Lee. Thank you very much. Kathleen Walker in New York City. Great show. Thanks, Jim. Good to see you, Kathleen, as always, and thank you so much. I want to let you know we're very excited that coming up on Friday, we'll be here tomorrow night, special guest tomorrow night. We're going to tease that coming up. But Nkanje is returning to the Jim Masters Show live. This is her second visit, Emmy and Grammy nominated international songstress and Broadway star Nikenje is coming back. It's going to be amazing. Last time she was here, she sang, we laughed. It was phenomenal. She's here this Friday night. That's right. We just announced this today. She's here this Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, for her return visit to the Jim Masters Show live. Trap concerts. Yes, see you tomorrow as well. And we look forward to that. Yes, we're excited about that as well. And much, much more. If you want to see all the folks that are coming up on our show, go to our YouTube channel where you see where it says upcoming live streams. There's a couple of sections on our channel. There's upcoming live streams. And then there's we actually reorganized our channel recently, like yesterday. So it's easier to navigate the YouTube channel. So you see upcoming live streams. So those are shows that we have created and that are coming up that are definitive. And then underneath that, there's all episodes. It's the entire Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. And then there's other uploads, some live and some that are pre-recorded. So they're in the total upload category. And then there's popular, super popular shows that just went through the roof. That's another category you can peruse as well. Gang, we love you all. Thanks for being with us. Fun show tonight. Jen and June says thank you as well. We're so glad to have you here. Jim, you and Helene were very entertaining duo tonight. Helene has a fantastic personality and enjoyed all her stories of her life and career. She's a fun levity. Thanks, Jim. Good night, levities. And Jim, you as well. Christine in North Carolina. Thank you very much. See, it's like the Waltons. Everybody says goodnight to each other as well on our show. It's a very rare thing we've created here. You don't see a lot of this especially on YouTube. You don't. YouTube, it's usually people just creating videos and, uploading them, edited, and every word there's like an edit. Like I would say, "Hi, I'm Jim." Edit. Masters. Edit. This is the edit. Jim Masters Show. Edit. Boo, 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 boo. I'm like, can't you just string one full sentence together without all the editing? Because we were trained that was called jump cuts. And it's very popular now, but can you imagine if I did this whole show for this length of time where I just kept, it'd be like a ping pong match. I don't think I would even watch that. Not constantly edited not for this length of time. Works for some things, but not for this length. Not for a live talk show. Good night, lovedies. You too, Veronica Lee in Australia. And Sherry says, we love our lovely family and your lovely family. And I love you back. You guys are the best. All right. Kathleen Walker says, good night all and hugs. We love it. So excited to see her here as well. And everybody, hope everybody is feeling well. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are just having a good time with us. Tomorrow, Eddie Taduri, who is an extraordinary drummer, legendary drummer, and also founder of the Rhythmic Art Project, is going to be with us tomorrow. And we are so excited. And that's part of Trap Concerts that you're seeing there, who's watching as well, who we love. An extraordinary episode tomorrow. Music, conversation, levity, inspiration. He's going to be telling us about a life-changing dramatic experience that happened that will knock your socks off. It's going to be really amazing. He, again, is a legendary drummer, has worked with them all, and he's going to be here. Eddie's going to be with us tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, so don't miss that. Don't miss that. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. Thank you very much. I got your message, Helene. That's very... Hey, wait. You look great. You look great with the glasses on. I like it. See, this is the... you look great with the glasses.
But
you look great. Yeah.
I have to, I just was checking messages and it's like, oh my God. It's like...
Is it on fire?
Didn't need these for the longest time. Like, I'm like the little Dutch girl. Like I held off aging, a really long time.
Yeah. Well, hey, we all
Can't
readers,
see.
and if
I
there's
know.
readers around,
That's what they are. Yeah.
yeah, the readers are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So kind of like what we had planned, where I snuck in the window and you did the milk and cookies, and I swiped that picture. We pretended that
That
you
was
didn't have the picture.
so funny.
This was strategically planned that you were going to come back for this mini encore to show the eyeglasses, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, of
Yes,
course.
of course.
Read the script, read the prompter.
Oh, yes.
Put the glasses on, read
Where
the
is that?
prompter.
Yeah.
Yes, this was the planned encore.
Yes, I know. It's like it's funny.
That's it. Thanks again, my friend. Truly
Thank
a
you, my
blast.
dear.
We'll see you soon,
Have a
okay?
wonderful night. Take care.
You too. The eyes have it.
That's my PS.
That's her PS. Her postscript. There she is, Helene from Albany. Not like they say in lower New York where you are right now, Albany.
No, actually, we say Albany.
You say Albany.
In Albany, you say Albany. You don't say
Albany.
You say Albany.
Yeah, you say Albany.
You're
but
right.
in lower New York, in the city area,
They might go,
Albany,
"Whoa."
right?
Well, that yeah,
Albany.
that's
Albany.
Yeah. That's all.
The gal from Albany.
That's right. Woo.
You take care, my friend.
You too, sweetie.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That was our bonus encore there. Yes, really cool. And again, thanks for joining us. We always have a lot of fun on our show. And we love chatting with all of you and entertaining all of you in the way that we do. Great show tonight. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate that. Glad you were watching from Encino, California, and you enjoyed yourself. Smiles coming in from Kathleen Walker and hearts. Jen celebrating her birthday. Thank you all for being a part of my birthday today. You all made me feel. You all made my day fun and magical. Where are the readers? Humbled and thankful for you all. Blessed be. So mote it be. Yes. Yes, absolutely beautiful. Christine says, good night, lovedies. Starting to feel better. Oh, good. You're under the weather? I didn't realize that. Well, we are sending you some lovedy if you're under the weather. So we always, everybody wraps each other, in lovedy here at our show. When one's down, we lift each other up. Lovedy squad. See you soon. Good stuff. Happy birthday, Jen Barry. You got it. Yes, I'm excited for Eddie, legendary drummer, musician, and also founder of the Rhythmic Art Project, and lots more. Oh boy, if you don't know him, take a look at our YouTube channel. You can see the preview for him coming up. He's tomorrow, and it's going to be awesome. We're really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. All right. Sherry Larson says, good night, all. Stay warm and safe. See you all tomorrow night. Happy birthday, Jen, as well. We will be here for you. Thanks, gang. We love having all of you here on the Jim Masters Show live. Don't forget, spread the words, share the lovely, tell everybody about our series. We love when you do that. Share the links on your social media and all that other fun stuff. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys be good to one another. Take care of one another. Love one another. And keep spreading the Jim Masters Show lovely. And Trap Concerts, Eddie is looking forward to it tomorrow. So we're going to keep the set and this chair hot for you. And we look forward to welcoming you tomorrow to the Jim Masters Show live with our international audience here. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, gang. Go spread the sunshine. Tell everybody about our show, and we'll be here for you tomorrow. All right. And if, again, that's for the live crowd, but if you're watching this in the archives, stay right here. Another episode, like 650 more, you can enjoy and peruse and binge watch here on the Jim Masters Show live. All right. Good comments coming in here. Thank you for the comments, gang. We love them all, and we love you all. You be well. Take care. Jim Masters here, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time. See you again on the next one here on the Jim Masters Show live. Be well. Cheers.